Hi everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Vivadivine on YouTube. This is a very special edition for me because I'll be sharing with you my meditation practice that I do daily. A lot of my friends have been asking me, what do I do? So I thought I'd share that with you and my friends. And I hope you enjoy this. And this is what I do every day that keeps me balanced and centered. My meditation space is not very large. It's very simple. I keep it in a corner of my place and, just decorative stuff right here. That's it. This is a little bench that I bought and I covered it with something soft. You can make your space as grand or as simple as you want it to be because this is a place that you'll be coming every day to communicate with the universe, God, higher spirit, whatever it is to you. This is your sacred space. What I like to do is I get a little bit of sage and I like to just, quickly waft the area, kind of keep it clean, so I can get in that good energy to make sure there's nothing in that space that's going to interrupt what I have to do. Now, I normally try and meditate every night, a few minutes before I go to bed. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult, but either way, morning or night or afternoon, I get my meditation in every single day. This is my sacred moment, and it really is sacred for me to connect with the divine, to feel my oneness with everything. And so it's very important for me, and I hope as you journey on, you feel the same way about your meditation, because this is how you connect with everything. One of the things I like to do is I like to get prepared. So I have an extra cushion here, and so what I like to do is to take it and kind of put it right in the center of my back, scoot back a little bit, and what that does, it helps me when I lean back a little bit to open up this space, my heart space, my heart chakra, and my solar plexus. All these are amazing places that you want to keep open during your meditation. I also make sure that my hands are in a comfortable position. So you can have your hands in a receptive position, or you can just have them flat on your thighs. If you're familiar with mudras, which are hand positions with the fingers that actually work with different energetic centers in the body, you might see this a couple of times, people are doing this. You can do that on your thighs. You can also sit in a chair or in a space like I am, or you can sit on the floor comfortably, if you can do lotus or half lotus, whatever is comfortable for you. And that's the key word. You want to stay comfortable. Okay, so I'm in my space and I like to keep my feet firmly flat on the ground. I like to look straight out when I'm beginning my mantra, feet facing forward. I like to keep my hands in the receptive position. And I just sit for a moment because I just want to make sure that I put myself in that space that I am going to be connecting to the divine, to God, to my higher power. So I just sit and make sure that I feel this moment. I'm happy, I'm grateful. I'm beginning to create a stillness inside of me. And I'm a little bit excited. You can tell. I'm not even meditating and I'm excited just talking about it. So the first part of this meditation is to get into your breathing. So the technique that I use, I try and do it for 7 minutes, and I breathe in and out at the count of 1 to 2. Meaning, let's say I breathe in on the count of 4, and then I breathe out doubled that on the count of 8. I breathe in for 4, I breathe out for 8. And so as you start to practice, it depends on how you want to do it. You might breathe in for 2, breathe out for 4, What it is you're trying to get that breathing into a space where it's an ebb and a flow. And as you start to work with this meditation, it might take some practice to get into that space, because before you even get into that, you definitely want to be in a space where you're just letting everything go. So that breathing helps in just letting everything fall off of you. Stay in that position for as long as you can, just breathing, just relaxing. Ebb and the flow. So now you have your breathing at the ebb and the flow point, which feels really good. And what you want to do next is get into the next step, which is concentration. What I like to do is I like to pick a focal point. My focal point is usually the spot right here in between my eyebrow. I just want to gently put my awareness right here with my eyes closed. Sometimes I actually imagine that I'm outside of the Earth's perimeter and I'm on the moon, and Earth is my focus point. That is actually what I do when I do love transmissions. I'm on the moon and I'm transmuting love. So I pick a place either here or I'm out and I'm looking down and I focus. I get my focus really narrow right there on whatever it is I need to look at to stay or to get in a place of concentration. So now you're breathing in and out. It's an ebb and flow. And now you're pulling that concentration in really tightly. So the meditation that we're going through, I actually use a mantra. A mantra is a very powerful affirmative statement that is usually 7 words, no more, of something that is just really personal and powerful for you. And one of the mantras that I used to use was divine love and wisdom expressed as me now. I learned that in my metaphysics class and it just put me in such a good place. So you're in a place of concentration and breathing, but what you want to do is you want to start saying that mantra and take that mantra deep in to the deepest part of your spirit, of your soul, and ever so gently just start speaking to your spirit. So with the mantra that I used, divine love and wisdom express as me now. And I would ever so gently just caress my soul with that. You'll find as you start to do this meditation a little bit more often that when you're in that state of concentration and you're breathing, the mantra will just start to bubble up on its own. It will just start surfacing in its own beautiful way. And you want to keep this mantra personal. And the mantra is, to me, like magic, because sometimes outside of meditation, I will start to hear my soul repeating it. And maybe at that moment, I might not have been aware, but I needed to know that. So take that mantra deep into your spirit and just gently caress your soul with that. Divine love and wisdom express as me now. Pick your mantra, something very personal and powerful just for you. Okay, so now you are breathing ebb and flow, you're concentrating, you're saying your mantra, and when you say your mantra, sometimes take a few breaths in between. You don't have to say it like constantly, you know. And the reason why we say this mantra is to kind of keep the brain engaged. Okay? If you've been doing meditation for a while, you're probably really good at getting those thoughts to fall out of your mind. If you're learning how to meditate, the reason why we use a mantra, it keeps the brain engaged. You actually want that because the mantra leads you to a very unique place in your meditation. It takes you into the silence. In between saying those words that are powerful and special to you, you will begin to notice a silence growing and you want to fall into it. I have to warn you, at first it's going to feel very odd because it's a silence where there's nothing in it. It's actually a void. So you're saying your mantra. In between, you're allowing your breathing to come into play. There's a silence that starts to grow. And at some point, you will probably stop saying the mantra. And you allow yourself to fall into the silence. Now the silence, as I said earlier, is like a void. It's a place of no awareness. It's actually a place of consciousness, but there is actually no thought. There's no image. There is nothing that you're pulling from the universe when you're actually in the silence. It is actually a place that you are connecting to your divine. And it's just stillness and quiet. Your mind is just still. I've had experiences while I'm in the silence where it felt like I was suddenly locked into something. And I would just sit in it. So you just want to sit in the silence and just enjoy it. No thoughts, no questions, no asking. Just allow your mind to be still. Now, you don't have to sit in the silence very long. It just depends on what your soul needs. And your soul will tell you when it's time to release from that space. I like to sit in the silence for as long as I can. Sometimes I sit in it a little bit too long, but then, the universe says, enough, lady. Take a step back. So sit in the silence as long as you can. And when you come out of it, you may feel that urge to say your mantra again. But this time you might notice a difference because now you're really, really happy. And repeat it a couple of times and allow yourself to fall into this beautiful moment of gratitude. You have just connected to the most powerful source in the entire universe. This is what that meditation is all about. So now you've come to the end of your meditation, and you always want to be a little bit reverential as you come out of it. That's how I like to look at it. So, kind of wiggle those toes down there and kind of wiggle those hands. You've been sitting still for quite a while. A little bit of a gentle neck roll. I like to roll my head all the way around, move my shoulders. Now, you see what's happening to me? I am talking to you guys about meditation, and look at me. So just imagine if you were doing this all the time, every day, this is how you would probably feel. I can attest to the fact that in the last 2 or 3 months since I've been diligently practicing this particular meditation, I have felt more centered, more connected, more balanced than I ever had before. And the peace, it is amazing. A peace that excels all thought. And so when you put yourself in this space every day, you will be walking with a particular kind of energy that permeates everything you do, everywhere you go, people that you meet. They will be affected by your state of being. So just remember, your meditation is not only for you and for connecting with everything that's out there, it also benefits everybody that you come in contact with. So I hope this was helpful, and I am very grateful that I was able to share this with you. If you have any more questions, I'd be happy to elaborate. Go ahead and leave some comments down there if you'd like. And thank you again for joining me today. And as always, live in awareness, live in spirit, and live in love. Because that is the divine life. See you guys next time.